2 seconds of live. Let me play a song.
You should do me like I do you, but never do me no favors. Don't do it, oh baby, no, no. Give it to me, I give it to you, but then I don't want your favors. Just give me your love hand. You should do me like I do you, but never do me no favors. Don't do it, oh baby, no, no. Give it to me, I give it to you, but then I don't want your favors. Just give me your love hand.
Oh yes, I lost one already.
You think I've learned by now?
Let me stop the music. It's 10 p.m. It's Thursday. I'm RichelieuB. This is the meetup. Away. What's going on? How's the week being? David Adua's in the house. I lost one person. I lost them. They came back. I don't know. There was a song called Favors for those who don't know. That was one of the ones I used to play back in the day when we were out in Club Xanadu, just trying to survive from the gunshots and the constant threats of dying. So welcome. I'm just waiting for more people. I've just been chilling. The week has been cool. Mshoza died. That's sad. That's sad. She went fair and then she died. It was a quick thing though. It's not like as publicized as like other deaths have been, but it's a sad thing. Mshoza's gone. I've been just doing the usuals. Hello to Lisha, my sister in the house. Long time no chat. I've been chilling. I've been on the socials as usual, watching what's going on. Following the appetite group, looking at all the people complaining. Appetite group is mainly people that are there to complain about how bad their bunnies were. Funny, I should say that Rikan is in the house. Rikan Naidu, who's the curry boss, who was supposed to meet, but I couldn't make it to meet him because my life is so complicated doing nothing that it's hard to do something. But I'm supposed to come and see you, Brian. I apologize for that. So I was online and I want to talk about things like because most of the people are listening are from Durban. I want to talk about the fact that Ferd Ferd washed his gold shirt and his gold shirt turned silver. And okay, before I talk about Ferd, let me first do a shout out to Verd. Here we go. Oh no, it's not working because my technicalities are not. Here we go.
Brotherhood, just together. No one thinking.
His voice just came in anyway. See, that is quick. No, you're not late. Marcel plays in the house. What kind, bruh? I was about to talk about the fact that Verd washed his shirts and his shirt fine silver, and he was very upset. So the thing is, I was scared to say anything. I just asked him if he washed it in a washing machine because I know he washed it in a washing machine. But please play one song from Priyanka. My man, this is not that type of show. I'm not taking requests. I'm not taking marriage proposals. I'm like a real DJ. I don't take requests. David, you from Kenya or Uganda or something? But I don't know who's Priyanka. Maybe you need to school me on that. So anyway, I'm talking about Verd, right? So when you started doing comedy, Verd, the thing is, what you get is like you get respect, right? So Verd he's got nominated. His songs are playing in all of our houses. Songs are playing in our cars, and we love Verd, right? So what happens is because we started doing comedy in our hood and to our people, he became a topic because he was known by everybody. It's common. So that's how you do comedy. You speak about things that everybody can relate to, right? And so I wondered why Verd never come to our shows. So I messaged him like, yo, dude, listen, why don't you pull through? Then he's like, nah, bruh, these people, they got a problem with where I buy my groceries. So to give you context, I'll tell you what happened. One of the comedians who for this story shall remain, Timothy Williams, he said a joke. He said Verd is a celebrity, but we see him in Checkers in Newlands because he stayed in a hood, right? And the thing is, I respect Verd because I respect any O who came from a hood and who came from like our upbringings, our backgrounds, and started doing things in the world, right? So it's dope. So we have to respect, but we do comedy. So maybe if you're not a comedian and you're not into the funny, you don't get the thing, right? So Verd was upset because Timo said, "How can you be a celebrity and buy baked beans in Checkers?" Which was very funny. It was very funny, right? And everybody laughed and it was fun time. And Verd got upset. So the other day, when he posted a picture of his shirts and he washed his gold shirts and his shirt white silver, I, I, I was like, hey, I just didn't want to say much, but he was wearing gold shoes because he put a picture of him wearing the shirt on Saturday, and then on Monday when he washed it, it came out silver. So I was wondering, I wanted to ask him, like, how did he wash his shoes? You know what I mean? Because his shoes, I don't know if did he wash the shoes or the shoes still gold? Because maybe if he washed the shirt and the shoes, he could have got silver. He's still been matching nonetheless. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to say it because I don't want to upset Verd again. Because back in the day when you started doing comedy, I always got upset, but I upset GBH. You remember GBH used to be Gorgeous Boys Hardcore, and they were a security company, and we all knew them. Hello, Renee Rooks, welcome. Everybody in Durban knew Gorgeous Boys, right? Because they'd all come to the club and they would all be big. What kind of Craigie G? Shout out, bruh. What a top set. Craigie G always sets up the top music on a Thursday. So Gorgeous Boys, we all know them. They all came to the club and they used to wear these tight shirts, right? And they used to be in the club and they used to gym, they used to do like push-ups before and they used to like pump each other up. And it was security, they were legit security. And then I made a joke about them. Whatever, I can't remember. I spoke about going into the gym and doing press-ups and dumbbells, associated dumbbells and whatever. With dumbbells, and then they got upset, bro. Like they literally they came to my house. I always got bashed for jokes, bro. And then Marvin Pizzas as well. He was the most involved because Marvin, we used to always go to the Joel as a crew, right? We were comedians, but we used to roll together like to the club. And they accosted Marvin in the Joel. And I was like, yo, bro, because now people have forgot about sticks and stones. You know what I mean? Because back in the day, it was, sticks and stones can break my bones, but words. But now, when you started doing comedy, and 200 people laugh at the fact that you wear tight T-shirts to the Joel. Shout out to Winston. He's the one that came to my house. So they were pissed off at us. So like now I'm scared to talk about my fellow people when they cause flops. But anyway, I've got a dope guest this evening. He's one of him because I always say that the O's that come on this thing so far, I'm supposed to have women and I will get women, but women are very busy. So we're still busy with the O's right now. So this guy he's been my homie since I first saw him. We'll discuss that. I saw him at the box for the first time, and he's hosted me in Cape Town every time I go there. I always say this is my bro, and this so far is my bro. He showed me around, took me around in Cape Town, showed me the toppest burgers there from Woody's. So all the way from the Cape, let me get my horns. You know, I'm not a real DJ, but it's wait there. It's Yaaseen Barnes.
Good evening, my people. So firstly, the story about the muscles is very funny because I think it was in Jan. In Jan, when guys are wearing Kanye West ripped shirts, it's tight and they are ripped and the t-shirt is also ripped. Now I'm seeing skin in a comedy club. Then I asked the guy, yo, why are you so like muscular? Like, what do you do? Then he's like, no, he's an accountant. Now I'm like, how heavy are your pens that you must work on every day?
He only does the big accounts.
You're a pencil pusher. You're not a pen lifter. Calm down.
But imagine how intimidating.
After the show, he came to talk to me. He's like, no, I like he had to justify why he had so much muscles. And I was like, don't fight. I'm not here to fight. Just calm down, uncle, please.
You wake up every morning at 5 o'clock. You do 50 push-ups. You push your car out the garage, even though you can start it. You do all this thing. But you feel like you still feel intimidated by a dude with glasses that you can see that, like, bruh, I can't even imagine you running. You know what I'm saying? I'm like my mind can't even go to that place.
You know the
Not
thing,
even-
if he told me I'm not funny, it would hurt me more than if he had to fight me. I'll cry.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
go,
exactly.
you're not funny. I'll be like, oh, sorry. No, why are you eating muscles? I don't understand. Guys with muscles. It's like
Pilot.
get fit and stop.
Yeah. But that's always been my thing. I've always like, I want to get fit one day. I've always had that dream of getting fit, but I also knew in my mind that I'm also gonna stop. Like I'm gonna stop. I'm not gonna go all the way. But these O's here, they were angry, bruh. And the weird part is I had a printing company in Durban, right? So I used to do t-shirts and I used to print their t-shirts. So like Thursday evening, I'm sitting with the heat press and I'm physically doing their t-shirts and I'm handing it to their boss, their main guy. And then on Saturday, I'll see them in the club. Now I know I know that this is not your size t-shirt. This is a very small t-shirt with the size of person that is going on to, right? And it's just Brian used to be in the club and they all used to be buff. And like, even the small dudes were buff, bruh. They would, even
I
when I used to
always
print,
love so the thing is that group, I feel like that group that you describe, I don't know them, but I know them because
you know
they
them.
exist in the club. You know the thing of that group. But I'm
Yeah.
actually blaming you because you knew the sizes. You were meant to tell them. It's your fault.
You know those guys.
Everybody, no, guys,
You
as
can't
it just
turn away white.
in the comment section, vote whose fault it was. Was it the gang's fault or Richelieu's fault that they wore tight sweaters? Please.
And the thing is,
But
I used to make fun. I thought we were friends. Do you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
you see.
And then, JJ, you know when someone jumps out their car, and they have a gun, right? Like a real gun, and he puts it in his belt and he's like, "I want to talk to you." I was like, "Oh no, must have hurt." And the thing is, only in pimpies used to come to a comedy show. So whatever you said, they used to pimpy around and be like, "Hey, I don't this one's." And they had infighting at the time. So they had infighting, and I didn't know. And I was friends with one of the infighters, and I was like, "No, me and him, we'll take all of them on." That was what I said.
See, you also the one because you firstly add fire, right? And you're the outsider, so you talking your big mouth, going, "Yeah, people's gonna laugh. People's gonna laugh." You the one gonna when they say talk shit, get banged. That's you. You're the one. That's
And I
the
kind of
picture you must
felt,
print.
and I felt it was going to be bad because people didn't laugh. They went, "Oh," then I was like, "Oh, this is not going to end well."
Oh, means I'm gonna go tell.
Yeah, probably writing down on your little notebooks there.
Sending SMS, please call Richelieu, make joke.
Yeah.
And then it says there for life insurance, after the please call
Bruh,
me with the ad.
you know who was it? Except my brother was my bro was that guy. Like he used to think that if he sends me multiple please call me, and that's why please call me just came out. So you limit to like 8 a day. You
Three.
remember that? And
It
he
was
would be
first
like,
three. We started with
starts
three.
with 3, then it went up to like 5,
Hmm?
and then he would be like, he doesn't want to waste him. Then he'd be like, I'll be chilling at home. I'll get a please call me. Then I'm like, I just saw him just now. What? Then beep another one. Then I wouldn't care about it, right? And then I would chill at home, I'd shower, and I'll go meet my friends. And then he'd come there. Then he'd be like, "What's wrong with you?" I'd be like, "What happened?" I sent you the first please call me. That means I'm leaving my girlfriend's house. I sent you the second please call me. That means I'm like, but nobody ever gave me this please call me list of. But when it went to 8 to 10, oh my gosh. Like I would phone you back, you're like, what's happening?
I would like to know the stats of people that use please call me's for someone to please call them. Because I feel like please call me was just like it's a smoke signal. It's someone going psst.
That's exactly what my
that's the end
bro
of it.
thought it was. That's exactly what my bro thought it was. It's like the first, if I send you 3, if I send you 4 in a row, it's an emergency. If I send you one with a break, it is like Morse code for him, right? I even said to him, Mr. Pius, walkie-talkies. Do you want a walkie-talkie? Then we can, because you're in a radius, you're in a 5 kilometer radius. Let's get
your girlfriend
walkie-talkies.
lived 2 roads down. It's clear.
I could see her house from our window. I could see the house, and he'd be like, bro, I was even whistling. I'm like, I've never heard you whistle before in my life. I'm like, what
your brother was scared of the gang that you put on the family. You call the gang for the family. Now your brother's the one in fear because he's not a comedian. Now they go, yeah, Richelieu look like this man. We kill this man. It's fine. Richelieu might get the sign.
Bro, and he had also had a crew of bras. I had my own crew of bras, and he had his own crew of bras. So in his circle, they all would do that shit. Like, one please call me means I just got in the car, go shower. For argument's sake, I'm coming just now. First one, go shower. Second one means I'm getting in the car. By the time you get the third one, I'm outside.
Real always show love. three please call me means I kiss you on the cheek.
And
if I say before, it means it's a hug, and I say I love you in your cheek.
Yeah. Then his girlfriend used to bomb him, but he'll bomb his girlfriend, please call me. That means I just got home. Then she'll bomb me with a please call me back to say, I okay. I don't know.
But you could only change your name like once a day.
Yeah.
Right?
That's the message for the day.
Yeah, it's please call Mix It, or it was please call happy birthday. I was cheap. I used to happy birthday the friends, eat them with a happy birthday.
Hey, bruh. Like
Then I remember sending my mom a please call me because I saved everybody's number as mom number. Then mom please call me. Because it's just the phone book.
Just go.
Then I hit my mom with happy birthday. Then she phoned me going, it's whose birthday is it? It's not my birthday. Why do you not? Then I got into cuck in my own house for not knowing my mommy's birthday and sending a please call me. So that's why after that I was like, you know what? I'm gonna spend the money on an SMS bundle. I'm gonna invest in my future,
like
in my relationship.
3 rand would have taken you miles, bro. For miles. Because I used to do this, like Christmas time. Remember back in the day, the 3310s, people could draw Christmas trees and that type of shit on their phones. And my cousin could do that, right? He could make the Jingle Bell song with his phone, like he could do that shit, right? So
it sounds like you're breaking up, but you were actually singing the song of Jingle Bells in a ringtone. Because also the kids, so for me, like I know you're older, so for me, that people were the kids at the back of the class. And then they don't go out for the interval. You can go do things, go play soccer, go sit outside, but they sit inside and they make ringtones. Now it's
like
Mary
a million forward slashes, like a million forward slashes, backslashes, forward slashes, and you have to do a million spaces at forward slash at forward, and then you just get a Christmas tree. Bruh, then it started flashing. You could get a flashing Christmas tree. Then I was like, oh shit, this has gone to another level. Like I used to do these creative messages, right? So like Christmas, New Year, I used to bomb messages. So I'd create that time it wasn't broadcast list. So on your phone, you could create a list before you type it out, right? Yeah. So what I'd do is I would sit with all my friends and I would write out, I would select their names, but I would write creative messages. Like some would look like marketing, some would look like just like fun things, and it was always like Happy New Year at the end, right? So the one year I thought let me be creative, and that time please call me's were kind of fading out, and I made a please call me, but it wasn't a please call me. It just said the only words that made it feel like a please call me were please call, and then the whole message was Happy New Year, hope you have the best, whatever. And then I bombed it to like my whole call list. But I know how many phone calls I got.
You fucking deserved it. It's a miss. It wasn't a please call me. It's a miss.
There's a text. And it looked like so if you do it the first please call, and no one ever pays attention to what happened after please call. And I never ever
because it's please call, then it's Desmond Dube talking after that. Because then it's SMS for life insurance, then there's a date. No one listens to you.
that shit backfired, bro. Because not the whole time I was like, no, it was okay, all right, so got another call coming in. All right, sharp. How's it, man? No, it wasn't. It's just me. How's your family?
And it's a thing of I'll be upset with you. I'll hate you because a phone call was like 150 for the first minute. And then it's like 100 every other minute. So now I spend 150 now. I must talk for the whole minute. Say what you want to say.
You had to speak, bro. They're also like, okay, you ready? We're coming to pick you up. You're like, okay, sharp. They're just like, no, don't say bye. Don't say bye. What happened?
How's the family?
What you wearing? Are you gonna wear sneakers?
Are you gonna wear the gold shirt or the silver shirt? Or is it the same shirt? Also, you posted a photo of your lighties, silver shoes. Was that gold on Friday?
I shouldn't have washed these in the washing machine. They said I was upset. Your shirt went silver.
But also, do you remember the T-shirts? I remember Woolworths back in the day to sell it, where if it gets hot, then it changes color. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Looks like a tie-dye. Now you got a tie-dye shirt on you.
I used to walk through Woolworths and just go on random sweaters. Color change. You just go, no color change. I just used to breathe randomly on clothing, and it's a weird thing to do now.
Yeah, bruh. Who wants to wear that? Now imagine, now you're in the club, underneath your armpits is like yellow, the middle of your chest is yellow, just around the back in the center. I was like, bruh, your sweat patterns,
It's light because it's three colors because it's the heat and the sweat.
Yeah.
and you know your first point of sweat is like a heart. I don't know if you realize, so now you're in the club just with a nice piece of heart over here, just sweating.
Dude, it's like when you took a jersey. And one day I did that. So I went to the club with a jersey on by mistake. I was like, Then I took the jersey off, right? And all those white things, bruh, my face, my eyebrows, like every inch of my body, my arms was completely covered, right? Then and then when you walk into that fluorescent light, my friend I'm running at my prize looking at me, he's like, what is this on you, bruh? And then you go to the toilet, you can't see it, right? Because it's not there. Now I wash my face. I have to go into the drawer every time, look in the mirror. Then I'm like, okay, my face is done. I must do this part. Now I must go back to the toilet.
On that note, though, I wasn't a good dresser, I'll say, right? So, when I only realized maybe 3 or 4 months of going to the club as a youth, that you go, there's outside fashion, that's outside night fashion, and there's outside club fashion.
Of course.
So I wore, that thing. So I wore outside night fashion in the club. Now it's a jersey, but a woolen jersey.
Now you're like Kanye West.
I was wearing a shirt and a woolen jersey in the club. It was like Sunday clothes on a Saturday night, and
Dude,
the club that we went to didn't have the jacket place. So now I'm like, either it's first the thing of I'm just gonna sweat, I'm just gonna keep all the moisture in, or you must put it around underneath, you must tie it around here or around your waist. Oh, I was a loser in the club.
I have to do the same, bro. Leave him with a jersey. I don't even know why. And the thing is, my brother I used to roll with, right? He'd look at me and be like, you coming with a jersey? I'm like, yes. But then he gets to the club 10 minutes later, bruh. So what he used to do, he would hate it if I tied it around my neck, or if I put it around my waist and tied in the front chair. I would look at me and think, bring that thing here. Right. I landed He'll keep it on his shoulder the whole night, bro. I'll come to him like, no man, it's my jersey, give it back here. As soon as he gives it back, I tie it up. 10 minutes later, he'll be like, no, bro, give this thing. You can't roll with me.
That was before I used to go to the club with my own car. When you're just getting lifts from, in retrospect, it was very, I traveled very dangerously, where you're getting a lift with a friend of a friend to a place that you don't know, with people you don't know. And you go, then you end up, your friend goes home. Now you're the only person there. And I just go, we lived in a different time.
I didn't calculate this. What about the one? I had a brother who used to leave us, bro. and it's like only three of us. It's not like we came to the club with like 50 people. There's three of us. Then we're dancing, we're doing our thing. And the club used to go to had this big like the fan, and you could look through the fan into the car park. And I'm like, I can't see him anyway. Then I go to the fan, I look through the fan at the car park. I'm like, where is this? I'm like, I can't see this car. Then I have to go to my other bra. I'm like, where's this? Oh.
Are you both
and that's how there was no
friends?
Ubers and all that shit. There was no options, right? I just look at each other like, brah.
You know what I also learned? Never go to the club with a guy that is with his girlfriend.
Oh,
Because
no.
if the girlfriend goes, I'm going home. Yeah, now you must decide. It's 10 o'clock, we just got here. Now the girlfriend wants to go home. What must happen now?
Puri. This is my bra Puri. Except Puri, you know what it was? It was Ansel, bro. Ansel used to leave us in the drawer all the time. And Ansel is also a GBH. He was the one who made the GBH always come down on me. It all came full circle. Same, they used to leave us in the club, almost made me get bashed by the same. And here's my
That
prize.
man can't be trusted. That's what we learned tonight. That is, there are snakes in the garden, and it is him.
They said, he used to leave us, bro. Like, just literally just leave us. Like, even though Davi, my other brother, is talking about you, leave you. He used to get drunk and leave us. That's how David.
Maybe he was looking out for you. You need to look on the brighter side of things. He was like, I'm going to be a drunk driver. I'm going to do it myself. You must survive in your own way.
It don't need to be mind-boggling about the whole thing for me, because I used to be really upset, right? I'd be really upset because I always had a car, bro. I think like the first thing I ever bought was a car. I had a car my whole life. And I used to go with other O's because we're going together, right? I could have came with my car, but because now you got a Golf GTI, whatever, we must go in the GTI so we can come there with our loud pipe and the loud music and whatever. Then we get in the club, all's well, all's good. And then he'll be like, when you can see someone's drunk when you his friend and he just walks past you at the club. It's like, we together. Then he just walks by. Then you're like, but are we fighting? Is there a problem? Then he would disappear. Go on, right? And then the next day, we'd all sit in the park. And then he'd pull in there like 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock, whatever. Like nothing happened. Like you won't apologize. You won't be like, how did you get home? You just be like, hey, can I have a beer, bro? Open up beer, carry on talking. Hey, what you doing later? I'm looking at this, bro. I'm like, you don't care
You're
about
just
us.
another colored haircut. You're a fader.
Yeah. He didn't care. He used to not care at all for us, bro. Like we get home from the club, he doesn't know how. He doesn't care. So we used to take his keys from him and make him go sleep in the car. You're like, are you tired?
You know what? Also, in retrospect, it's very funny to think of how you want to go to the club in a nice car, but no one is outside. No one can see the car. Why are we going to the club in a nice car?
They're stealing from your car outside, bro.
It's a waste. I went.
I had an XR3 for days.
Was that your boy?
Always. The same brother, Dale used to laugh at me. I had a
Toyota Corolla, but the back shocks were fucked up. So when you go over a speed bump, then it does this.
You fail for days.
From the one speed bump to the another speed bump, your car is just floating across. So we started calling the car the love boat, just because it just felt like a ship every time you hit the pot open.
And you have to learn how to drive that thing, because people don't understand. They think it's all fun and games. You in the front, you steering the ship, bro. You're just holding it. You got to...
Once I let one of my friends drive the car, and it was because he was struggling so much, and I'm just like, yo, it's mine. I know, I know how to handle. Like on the bends, I go, yeah, you get into the bend before the bend, and it will carry you.
Yeah. Imagine you're going 100 kilometers per hour faster than this. When would you turn? About now. Mine was the same, bro.
That's the thing. Like every car, I feel like I won't say new. I'll say every old car, maybe every 10 years and older. There's it's like a horse. You must have a relationship with it. Like the handle. Because you go, yeah. If I roll it down, it will click over here, then the window's stuck for the rest of the night.
Yeah. Like mine used to just fall right in. Like, shit.
You
now,
got convertible
now I'm outside the
windows.
door, taking off the door cover inside. I'm putting that wine, the rail back. You're holding the top, you winding the bottom.
I remember going to the club, then going out to go take my jacket off and go put it in the car because I didn't trust the lady that used to keep the jackets because I heard a story that she used to empty the pockets while you're there. So anyway, I go put it in the car. Yeah, it got wild. Go back to the car, and as I close it, whoop, my window again slides, but it was automatic window, so it fell. I think it fell off the railing, the glass panel at least.
That's the angle.
Now I must do car admin while my friends are in the club having a nice time.
Once you just go.
Taking off the panel, you just give the panel. You make the window right. People just walk past you. The homeless people are standing doing commentary like they're watching the rugby. Now they just like, yeah, you don't know what to do. This boy don't know cause.
I identify the Joel is like grease on the top of your hand, yeah, because you're sticking it deep. It's like grease, yeah. Like your elbow got some grease on because you got really deep in there. You're wiping yourself clean in the
Before Uber days, I went to a party, and then so it was like a 5 PM party, right? But it was by invite only. So I was the only one of the friends who got invited. I still went alone. I don't know why I went alone. I'm stupid. Then yeah, so I got some people there, and I met like a group of girls. Anyway, they go, yo, they're leaving now. I was like, okay, go with him to the car. The tires are flat. 2 tires are flat. Now I'm just like, what must happen now? Because I'm the only guy. So now I'm gonna go change the tire. Change the tire. You know, when you get up, I don't know why or how. I think I was still like, I did not understand how tires work. Grease on a white shirt, grease. It's in my neck, grease. And I must still go back. So I helped him with the car, figure the thing out. Go back into the club. I'm also alone. Like I'm waiting for my friends to come fetch me. Now I'm just alone there, greasy in the club. DJ Fresh is playing. Everybody's having a fun time.
And it's got a bit of a smell too. You can smell that grease. You walk by, if someone walks by, you're like, you're mechanic. You're on a call out. What are you doing?
I was still sweating also. Oh, it was a Valentine's party. That's the thing. So now it was still summer. So now I'm sweating as I'm changing the tire. So now I'm sweaty and greasy. And everybody is shiny, you know, just wearing nice clothes. And now I'm nice clothes and grease everywhere. And phones were still a problem. So then I had to wait for my friends to come fetch me because we were going to go to a party afterward. Then I was like, guys, just take me home, please. I felt like such a loser.
I need to go wash my clothes.
But also, I know all my friends were upset that I went.
Because you left them already anyway.
And then go back out.
Now you're a burden. Yeah, because you want to go to 5 PM parties.
So the thing is, it was the other, you know, when your friend's friend has the car, but you and him, the relationship isn't that close. Like you're only close because the one is there.
Yeah, he's not your dropping off, brah.
Yes. Then I had to tell him, please take me home. Yo, he was upset because he was like, I'm not even your friend. Why must I drive you?
Not going through potholes in his own car. Just I drive carefully, my man. Look what is going on. Drive carefully, G. Because I know that one. But I've let people out my car. Like the one, and this was my friend from, I'm talking about when I was like 7, 8 years old. I know me my whole life, right? And I never rolled with him because he's too gangster and stabbing people, whatever. And that particular day, I ended up with him. And we're outside the club. And so I'm like, we're not going in the club. We're sitting outside the whole time. And then they go in. And they obviously started a fight in the club. Because I was literally about to leave him. And then when he comes walking back to the car, he's walking quite casually. But there's like 9 or 10 people behind him. So I thought it was always like, I'm like, didn't even assume they were going with him, whatever, right? So he comes, he says to me, as he's getting closer, he's going, start the car. I'm like, what? He's like, start the car. I'm like, I'm standing outside, brother. I'm not even in the car. Then, because I used to have like a little baseball bat in the car, right? Then he jumps in, he grabs a bat. Then I'm like, no, bruh. if all of these oats come here and they start beating us up, as a minimum, the bet's mine, bruh. now even I are fighting for the bets in the car. So we jump in and we poke at the bets and we busy fighting. He's going, start the car. But I'm like, leave the bet, bruh. Okay. So I end up starting the car. But by the time I started the car, it's too late. They were there, right? They start opening the doors. It's going crazy. And then, but in all this, the car is on. So I say, I'm actually very casual. I'm like, close the door. Let's leave. So they punch him up, bruh, through the window. So I'm like, close the window, bruh.
Why did you close the window first? It just makes sense.
That's how faulty he was. He's so faulty that he opened the window to have something to say. And as soon as the window got enough space that a hand could fit through, they started. Now I'm like, oh, they're going to break my windows. So I drive off. And then as soon as I drive like a few meters, he's like, stop. I'm like, what? He's like, no, stop. I'm like, you weren't saying stop when they were punching you in the face just now. I'm going. So I drove off, go around the corner. I light a cigarette. I'm pissed off now, right? I'm like, this is really not my vibe, bruh. This is now. I'm like, bruh, hey, no, I'm upset now. I'm driving. I'm smoking. Oh, he says to me from the back, can I smoke here? I'm like, no, bruh. He's like, yeah, but you smoking? I'm like, this is my car. He's smoking in the car, but only me. No, doesn't care, bruh. These two brothers, the one in the back lights a cigarette anyway. As soon as you know that first when you first light a cigarette, there's a little puff of smoke that
the big
comes
one.
off. As soon as that first puff comes off, I say onto the side of the road. I said, get out. They look at me. They're like, how are you gonna get home? I'm like, I don't care, bruh. You can walk. You want to go back there and carry on fighting. You can walk back to the club if you want to. You can wait until the morning till a bus comes. I'm not bothered. So I kick the one bro out, right? And the other bro's like, bro. I'm like, you coming or what? He's like, leave my brother. I'm like, shut. Goodbye.
That's the thing. If you go to a place with someone else's car, you are by their laws, and you must abide by the laws of the car. You know that thing of like you have no say. If this person goes, you must give 10 rand for petrol. Then you're like, yeah, I must fork out the money.
Yeah, bro. And if I never like you, I should charge you. Like, but I'm going to the club. I got no petrol money. I need a 20 at least from each of you. They're like, okay, sharp. But I'll take the 20. I put it straight in my pocket. We go to the joint. I just start buying beers. I'm not even buying for you all. I don't like you all.
So one day, you know, also when you make like a new friendship and you just go with people. So you go, I know this person, I like him. He says, come with me and my friends. So I'm like, okay, let's go. I don't know much other people. So him and his friend come fetch me, right? And then they fetch another friend who just finished. He finishes shift at Spur, right? So it's like 11 o'clock already.
Yeah.
Then they go, yo, we're gonna go home and get done. You go with this boy to the one from Spur to his house, right? Then you tell his parents that he's going with you.
Oh no.
I do not know. I don't know the man that's driving. Now I must still go with his friend. Like it's
now you're 2 tiers in.
It's penny stations, right? So now we go to what up, Alistair? Greeting there nicely.
So all the way from Australia. G'day, mate.
It's upside down. No, you must wave upside down, please. Respect.
He's down below.
So we go to this Dodge area, right? So we're driving in, and I'm just like, now because I can't verbalize going, guys, I'm fucking scared. Sorry for swearing. I'm scared. You know when you drive and you see there's paintings on the Viber grid, but the painting is like you know when it's like it's words. Yeah, it's saying letters of gangs of the area.
And it keeps on that thing's big, bro.
Bruh, it was in the thick the area we went into. Anyway, stop by the house and they're like, yo, Yaaseen, you must go with him. I just listened. So now you must walk through. There's a windy house before the house that you must walk through, right? Because the brother lives in the windy house in front of the house. Now I must walk through. Then he's like, okay, it's fine. I must now greet the family like I'm his friend because now I'm supposed to act like I'm his friend, right?
Yeah.
You're just sitting in the lounge. Dad is watching TV in the lounge. like just before, like as I'm walking into the lounge, I see the dad change because he never thought there was other people in the house,
Oh,
and he
yeah.
puts on TV. It's a Saturday night at 11:30, almost 12 o'clock, and this uncle just puts on ETV. It's like they say
Yeah.
20 years ago. It's Emmanuel that's on.
Yeah. Not actually.
Now with this man, I don't know that he's drunk. You know what? He's this drunk. You know, when you see that level of drunk.
And you must ask him permission.
And he doesn't change. This boy goes to get and he goes to shower. He goes to get dressed. I'm sitting there for more than 20 minutes. And Emmanuel is still on. And this, Emmanuel and it's all these sex scenes are happening now. I must just sit.
He must have lived for that moment.
Phones were not. I don't know if why my phone wasn't on, but basically I couldn't tell my friends who left me there to tell them what the hell's happening. Yeah, one thing I was being watched over there. So now I just had to sit in the dodgiest door. Like, when you sit in a house and you go, yeah, they can shoot me here. Like it would make the news if they caught my body here.
They'll throw me out with this couch. They don't even care. And then, did you ask the Bali permission?
No, I just sat there. I was like, I'm not gonna speak. I just greeted him and I sat down. I just was like, I was so excited when I heard that. When I heard what's his name? Nimrod do the lotto numbers.
Yeah.
Because I was like, at the moment I can lift my head and look at the TV.
Even the adverts used to be dodgy, right? The adverts are like,
oh, SMS at a porn.
That's when it starts building up. Like during a normal program, they start telling you that after this is the 60s. It's funny, bro.
It was the most awkward. And then also when I left, then like as I got up, I greeted. Then the man was like, "Oh yeah." Then the uncle started speaking to me, and I'm like, "There's boobs on the TV, uncle. Please don't talk to me. It's a very awkward conversation. Just let me go."
You start putting your religion first. If my family has, I'm here now.
Then we went to other friend to go fetch him. This boy had to climb out of the balcony, like to basically he told his parents that he's gonna go sleep. The light goes off. We still sitting and we're watching like from like 2 plots down. There's like 2 fields and we can see his
escaping.
House. Yeah, so he puts the lights off. We see him wave to give like 10 minutes, guys. We wait 10 minutes. The sliding door opens and he has to jump off the balcony. He just jumped and he ran. There was a dog that chased him. He again, like they said, just stop the car.
So you just sat there as a decoy the whole time. So they don't notice he's having a pot.
Oh, that night was also like a problem. You know when you go to a club also and you go, yeah, this is not my scene. You guys are doing drugs.
You know when it starts so bad. You know it starts so bad. When someone escaped the house and you can see that this is not, a good day. A good day is when everything just falls into place. Like someone, you get there, like, I wish I had a beer. Someone's like, bro, let's have a few beers. You're like, yeah, bro, let's go. Yeah, the music is nice. Everything's just calculating. Then you get to the club, you get the nuts music's right. Some days you're like, hey, I'm forcing this move. I'm forcing this.
But the forcing, if you look properly, the forcing actually starts from like 7, 8 o'clock already in the evening. You realize like, we mustn't. It doesn't get better than this. Now we must make a plan to get a thing, to make a plan to get the friend to come. Now it's too much work. On a good night, you go, oh, how did you get here? How you were so here? What do you have? It's that. When they go, oh no, there's 2 cars. We're driving in 2 cars to the club now. It's not 15 people in one, or the one guy must drive twice.
It starts getting better. How do you get back up?
Yeah. Oh, how we got back up the next day in the morning.
A taste for life.
Actually, so the next so here's the thing. So firstly we went to a trance club. And, also it's like, let's say I think it was like 2010, like 2010 trance music, where it's like everything was neo and like Matrix feel to the world. It was
Oh
that
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
so we go to the place, right? And we come out and I go, yo, like I thought we went into this other room and I'm like, yo, this the ceiling is painted this beautiful pink color. Like, how did you get it like this? Then they're like, yo, that's the sky. And I'm like, how long were we in this place till it's sunrise already?
It's looking amazing. Bro,
It was nice texture.
we haven't even gotten to comedy, bro. We've only got 15 minutes left, and we have to we can yeah, we can do this the whole night. I'm convinced of this. Let's squeeze the comedy in the last 15 minutes. So I know you from comedy. When did you start doing comedy? I don't even know what was your year?
Today is my 8 years doing comedy. Today, like,
Away.
yeah, today was the first time I stood on the stage 8 years ago. It was at a place called Florentine's in Obs, and I feel like everybody's first time gig is it was a shithole. It was a shoebox of a room. It was a room in Obs. They didn't have a toilet. You had to go to, when there's three shops that have one toilet, and then there's one key between the three shops, and they give you a plank with a key, and you must go down the alley to a toilet over there. I remember the second time I performed there, then guys started fighting at the back of the room. Then Lunga Tsuka, one of the comedians, he started fighting people while I'm performing. And he's like, the people are performing. You don't respect the performance. Please, we just trying to make jokes. And he's fighting, like, but he was giving like a full sermon while I'm performing on stage. And I'm just...
You're doing well. You're doing more damage out there, bro. So it's 8 years today. You were the first time you stepped on. That's dope, bro. And
yeah, I'm happy that I made a note of it, because I feel like if I didn't put the date down, it would just fly past every year again.
Yeah. You have to remember that. So what made you want to do comedy? And the thing is, I'll tell you what, most others that I've spoken to, there's a common thread of how they got into comedy, right? So I don't know what did you want to always be a comedian? Did you go to a comedy show? What was it?
I never wanted to do comedy until I think the week before I started comedy. So I grew up watching and loving comedy, but it was never in my mind to go, oh, I'm gonna do that thing. Then I started Twitter. In the first year, my Twitter account picked up like quite big, right? And this was in the early days. Like I'm on Twitter now, I think, like 10 years now. So like in the first 2 years, it picked up like a lot. Then Gino hit me up, and Gino was like, yo, because Gino knew my sister. Then he was like, yo,
everybody do comedy in Cape Town.
He's a merchant. He's not a comedian, he's a merchant. That's how he
should be
so
rich.
Gino, he spotted me online. Then he's like, yo, come do this on stage. And then I was like, yeah, let's do the thing. I went on stage doing like stories, like I say what I thought like comedy was meant to be. Yeah, right, no. I was doing like normal, I'll say normal comedy. Then the first 2 times it was like the first time was good, second time was shaky. Then Gino came again, and Irshad Muhammad came to me. He's like, yo, just read your tweets. You funny, just read your tweets. Don't do anything. Don't try and do a thing. And then went on stage, and I entered a competition still. Did one-liners.
That's how you got into doing one-liners.
Yeah. Oh. Because the thing is there was a comedy competition. I don't know why I entered, but anyway, I entered. Everybody was meant to do 5 minutes, right? I did 2.5 minutes because I was so scared. I was so like, I don't know what to do. I only have 15 jokes. I only have 15 jokes. And then it really went well. I was still like walking out of the place because like, I did under time. It's not going to be enough. And as I got to the door, they were like, and the winner is Yaaseen Barnes. And I was like, yo, what is this thing? Is this a joke? Is this a prank?
Oh, this is how you make me. This is how you. Yeah. I see what you're doing with this. I'm not even going to listen to this.
Gino was a pump because Gino also used to put on shows and then tell the people, hey, come see these comedians. It's kind of pump vibes. Stand on the corner like, yo, you want some comedy? I got some good comedians here.
Yes, you're doing comedy 8 years. I saw you at the box for the first time. And I tell you, when you did that, I think I was probably hosting that day
I
because
think you were, yeah.
the time I was there, I was hosting, and you knew I was watching you, and you're doing one-liners, and then Dylan. I know, obviously, Dylan was my reference point at that time for local.
Yeah.
Not really any one-liner comics that I was watching, right? And then I was watching you, and when you're watching a comic for the first time, there's a lot to take in. For you, it was like the accent, it's the look, because you had like this. It's a whole vibe, right? Like Dylan does it as well.
Yeah.
Involved coming in with like this deadpan style and whatever, and I'm watching that, and then you did that the huisgenoot, but like I was walking in the shop and I saw the huisgenoot, and I was like, that could be you, or something like that.
Yeah.
And, but like that was, for me, stupid things reel me in, bro. Like you can reel me in on the stupid, like you can tell me the most intelligent thing ever, but on a stupid thing, my man. So like when you said that, it made, I was like, oh shit, because we always had the you in our house, bruh. Like I don't know why my old lady used to like that shit, and we always had that shit in our house. And when you said
it's
it,
you, the you, and it's like, I don't know why, but the you always had Princess Di in it. Like in all the memory I have of a child being a child in the You magazine, Princess Di was
they
in
couldn't
every
believe she
episode.
died, bruh. They couldn't believe. And when you did that, but I was already right. I was okay, right. Let me listen now. And I listened, and I think we ended up hanging out after that, and then we just started carrying on with life.
You know what it is with comedians? I go, if I get your comedy and I see why it's funny, then we can be brasa. Like there's nothing else that can stop me and you being friends. Like I go, I understand like the mechanics of how you write a joke, and like your level of silliness also, because I think silly is a level that we meet on at a point.
Yes, and we don't visit it often enough.
No, but that thing with silliness is like I'm actually going back to being silly, because I felt like at one point I was like, I want to write jokes that's too structured. Now I'm just like, let's be stupid. Let's do stuff that I go, I know it's silly, guys. Let's be silly. You know that thing?
And you have to retrain people, because they start looking at you like, huh? You're like, yeah, but what's up with peers, man? Like I wrote like 20 minutes just on peers. Like if you're talking about silly, and the thing is, I don't think I'll ever do it, right? Because every time I look at it, I'm like, I can't say this, right? Because it starts off with like the whole pear-shaped thing. Like how do pears feel about the whole pear-shaped thing? Like there's a pears day, always pear-shaped. Or like the good thing about pears is that you're never alone. You're always a pear. But I like this, and I'm so proud. I went so deep into the pear thing.
That's great.
And this interpear thing.
I hope you still do the joke also, because it's so funny.
Okay, Daryl.
What up, Daryl?
No, because it's like, because when I think of myself and I think of myself saying it, and it's sitting right here in my throat, it never comes out. I'm like, what's up with? And every time I start talking about pears, I talk about something else.
You know, we almost get shy for the comedians that must watch us. Then you're like, no, the comedians are going to think I'm stupid if I do
They're going to
this.
get upset, man. Yeah. Because in a pear, as a pear-shaped day, it's a great day for a pear. Because
it's a self-esteem. It's representation matters.
Yeah. Like a shit day for a pear is like a banana shape or something else. Like, it's like, how was your day? Dude. It's like, when did everything go pear-shaped the first time?
Yeah.
It's like I've thought about this way too much.
But it's also the other thing with pear shape. You go, pear shape is actually an acceptable shape and if you're looking at body shapes nowadays, you go, yeah, pear shape is a good shape. I feel like that was in the time of flat bums. Now we're like, people were banana shaped back then.
People are looking up to pears now.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what kind, Andrew. Let's talk about. We only got like 8 minutes left. We need to talk about death.
Can I just say the silly joke that I did yesterday on stage? Because then, what was it? Oh, I was telling them like, so you see, the first set of jokes I did, that was the A section. Then the middle section was the B section. Now this part is about pregnancy. It's the C section.
Yeah.
I can see your face. I can see your face.
It's like, oh no. Seriously. It's like have you ever watched a comedian that you want to do well, but he just and it's almost there, and you want to leave, but you don't want to leave. Then you're standing and you kind of look, you're watching over your shoulder, you're like giving him just a last opportunity.
I'm
Like,
turn
come on,
around.
one more. I'm giving you one more, bro. And then he's like, yeah, so brooms. He's like, he's never gonna come. He's never gonna kiss me.
That's to the people that don't know. That's what we call the voice of comedy. You know when they press the chair turn around.
Yeah.
The chair don't
It's
turn
like,
around. I leave the room.
this is the voice.
You know when they go, it's crazy, man. It's crazy, man.
Oh, dude. I actually did. That's what. But I wrote this show which I didn't get to perform, which was called Things I Think, right? So 7 minutes of that was just segues. Like just segues. Like so. Like as I was saying, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's tough. Like just segue into segue into segue into segue, and then the bits have no segues. So the bits have no segues, right?
Cold cuts, just
Yeah. What's up with pears? So milk, right? And they just carry on going. So I'm gonna actually do it next year. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna shoot it though.
Are you back on stage yet?
I've done a couple gigs. Bro. I actually said no to a lot of gigs, and then like now I'm kind of trying to get back into it. Before we go on, we need to talk about debt, bro. Tell me your maybe not your first, or maybe your worst, or your most favorite. I've had a favorite debt.
Actually, so I have a few because they didn't happen much, so I remember most of them because I'm a good comedian. But so actually last week, me, Dylan and Keenan all died at one show, and I haven't died like that kind of death in years. Where when you go, yeah, it's a loss. You get on stage and you realize we are all losing tonight. Keenan sounded like he was selling TVs at Macro. you know when there's a buzz, children are
changed
playing.
His voice. He changed his whole thing.
It was 12 minutes into a 15-minute set, and they started singing Happy Birthday. Someone in the crowd started singing Happy
Another
Birthday.
table or something. Ah, dude.
But there was just it was the worst. But my most favorite death, because I couldn't fight it was in a restaurant, and they didn't tell the people that there's comedy happening. So it's already
That's how all get started. It was a restaurant.
So I'm busy performing. I'm like 3 or 4 minutes in, and like a child, probably like 5, 6, walks up and goes, "Can you please stop? I'm talking to my mommy." And then I just
shut up, child.
how do you tell a child shut up? And the parents are there also.
I'm gonna eat your father.
Because my foot was at the same height as her head. Like if I just whip, because I was on the stage, if I whip my leg, I'd catch her one time.
Yeah. Just wave your foot in front of her. Yo, that'll piss the parents off. Just like, hey. Yes.
It was a restaurant with glass windows in front, and I parked right in front. I got off stage, walked out into my car. Everybody in the room could see me get in my car. I drove.
I love those, bro.
I was in my car. I didn't even hoot. I just click, boom, gone. And they all phoned me to go, Yaaseen, what happened? Then I was like, I died. And I
could. A family emergency. There was a death in the family.
It was me.
I know, but I've had those ones, dude. Like, you know, they're walking down and my friend's like watching TV, and it's like just after 11 or something. And she's like, how? You never would be home by now. They just walk in. I was walking to the lounge, into the kitchen, open a bottle of whiskey, like just take the glass, fill it again, like two half a glass. Then I'm like, do you want something to drink? She's like, is something the matter? No.
It's also the drive home is the hardest drive home because it's like you can feel the air, the silence in the air. You're like, my radio is on loud. Why can't I hear the radio?
bruh, like you're listening to music, you listen to Kanye, I know it's past visiting hours, and like, hey, bruh, leave me alone. Leave me
You just put
alone.
on Celine Dion, just match the deaf
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. And you don't get pulled over in a roadblock. You're like, I knew it. This is exactly the type of day I'm having.
People don't understand. We have Monday mornings every night of the week.
Yeah. Like the police will pull you over and you have to be like, yeah, just whatever, bro. You're not whatever.
I didn't commit a crime. Just lock me up. I know. Just take me. Yeah. Everything is in place.
Like, you're the one about pairs, bro. It's like, no.
Yo, I jumped a light once. The cops pulled me over. Then they're like, yo, where you rushing to? I was like, yo, I came from a gig. I must go to another gig. And they're like, what do you do? I was like, I'm a comedian. Then they tell us a joke.
We're tied 5.
Now you must tell one joke to save yourself from a fine with someone else's car that you're driving also.
I've had to do it, bro. I've done the same. I'm like, bro, you're a tough crowd already. I was like, what? I'm like, you have a gun, Machi. I was like, what you mean? I'm like, you have a gun. I'm gonna tell jokes. I'm standing on the road with the gun. Then he's like, okay, sharp, you can go. I'm like, okay, cool.
I told him the joke, and then I was like, guys, bye. Like I saw a little bit of a laugh. Then I was like, you must let me go. Guys, I'm late. I need to go. And they're like, just go.
Yeah. It's like, actually that bit works better with a crowd. Why don't you just convoy? Let's convoy.
Just put the blue lights on. Get me safe there. What they did though, they came. I think they found me on Facebook, and then like a few months later, they came to the show. But you know, when they saw me at the gig, they shouted, like just before the gig, they shouted, and then I was like, "Oh shit, the police are here again!" Like, what the hell happened? That the police are here? They're here to fetch me. They were on shift, and they came to my show.
And bro, when I see police in the crowd, I slag on them. I'm like, bruh, fuck the police. But not sure. You're my favorite.
Thank you for the work you do in the community.
Yeah. Without you all this country. But those other ones, the ones that pulled me over on the way after this year, see you all, yeah, now who's gonna pull me over? Some other dickheads are gonna pull me over now. So you're on stage, bro. You've been performing now.
Yeah, I run 2 gigs now. One is this lady Sharifa, she turned her garage into a restaurant, right? And now we do comedy in the garage. You know that thing of small town love? It's community. It's in the
house and garage, but for comedy.
You parking there.
Yeah, we have to rap, bro.
Yeah.
And like I was jealous. I saw a picture of you and Nick. I was very jealous, bro. I was like, I missed my Cape Town trip. And maybe the last time I came to Cape Town, I think the last 2 times I didn't see you though. You were either not there or
yeah. What? No, I remember. Yeah. I remember seeing you and then not being able to see you also, or seeing you come down and not being able to see you.
Yeah.
What's the question there?
Prepare jokes for cages, like how they do for a gig, like you're running to a gang that's looking to do. You try good.
Also, hold on. I didn't read the whole thing, right? I just read it. If you run into a gang, what game is this? Are we playing GTA that you go, oh, I ran into a gang?
Yeah.
Like, no.
Zayn, you must go watch the whole the starting of this conversation. We went in depth about handling gangs with comedy. There's a thick discussion here. But we have to end now. After this is DJ Sanks, it's Radio of Color. This is Yaaseen Barnes. I'm gonna post this on YouTube. So if you're watching from anywhere, it's gonna be there. Thanks a lot, my brother. Thank you to everyone who's listened in and watched in, whatever. Same post,
comments and the shares.
Go back, listen to the conversation. These gangs we spoke about, people were named. Like if they come for me and you know, we prize. So
yeah, this video is testament that you have said, and that if something happens, we know who it is because the names were said. if they come for Richelieu 20 years later, for the sweaters, it's in the video.
I'm gonna put it into the.
I mustn't go far.
Thank you all. Thanks Blair for tuning in. Thanks Renee. Next week, DJ Sanks is going to be music. I'll be back next week, Thursday. Yasin, this is so dope. I think I could even do you again next week, Thursday, bro. I
I
really
am
enjoyed
here.
it.
Let's do the things.
Oh, yeah. Thanks to everybody. Good night. And
So,
see you
guys.
next week.